is the Lynn and Debbie Show. I'm Lynn, and you're my partner.
I am the co-host, Debbie Bettendorf, and it's been a minute since we've had one of these, Lynn.
I know, we talk about it, and don't do it. Whoops. And like we said, we're not setting up anything we're talking today. It's like girl talk, like what we do on our phone. And we don't ever video chat. I video chat with all my friends, but I don't video chat with you. So this is like our video chat, and we gotta change that because
we just let everybody listen to, and hopefully we can get something out of it or not.
Well, it's nice to actually see you, and of course we do your find it on tonight. You find it
tonight at 8 p.m.
Yes,
I have Veronica Sofer on. I'm going to meet her for the very first time with all of you. I think you already know.
I've interviewed her. I've interviewed her, and I know her. She's really sweet. That was back a couple years ago already that I interviewed her.
So, when we're having fun, Lynn.
Yeah, it really is. So I get to see you, and I get to see the guests, and I get to be in the back. I think it's funny though, because when people come in our back room, they're like, Debbie, who the hell? Why is she here? Like, what is she doing here? It's like, I'm like, I'm here, but I'm not here. Okay. So I see we have some audience here. So hello, welcome. If you have any questions for us as far as podcasting or anything about our shows, just, pop in and ask us, because we're just kind of an open door here. But we're, everything and anything about what we've been doing. And you're such a great student. You've learned so much.
You're working on it. And that's the thing I want to say to people. I know I've noticed there's a few people starting podcasts in my local area, and I'm so excited for them and proud of them to take the jump, because it's a little nerve-wracking. It really is. It's stepping out of your comfort zone, but it's really fun for me personally, getting to meet new people. And for my show, and we all have our own unique shows, right?
Yeah.
So for me, what I love is being able to bring all of these new people to expand what we already know, and to introduce these people to my friends and my local community. Yeah. And I've learned so much, and it's kind of cool that way,
Yeah. And, like I told you in, Grasshopper, everybody is on their own journey. Nobody's journeys are the same. Yes. I'm just blessed that I'm just your co-pilot in it. Yeah. I'm just, not too many people are blessed to have somebody that has the experience to help them. So,
right.
You got the edge there, and there really is a lot to commitment and everything. And I'm going on 3 years doing shows myself. So
you have great ones. I love them all. In fact, last night it was the Lynn and Scott show, and you are a great team. And then allowing other people to come on your show, like it looks like a Zoom call, and having topics every week that I so enjoy. And that reminds me, though, when Bob Donnell was on your show, and he was talking about, you don't have to understand to be understanding.
Yes. And Mr. Talented, you are a complete natural at podcasting. You show a lot of compassion and interest in each guest. Scott Jones just said that.
Scott, you do too. And Scott you guys got to go back and watch that show, his Scott and Lynn show, because it's a dynamic duo. And then they invite other people to join in, and we all have our own thoughts on things, and no one judges it. We just let her rip, and then we all come back to the middle and have an appreciation for what each of us, contribute to the show. I love that. And let's talk about that too.
Yeah. Well,
the fact that, why is it that some people are natured to naturally just really be able to be okay with agreeing to disagree, when other people really want to plead their case and argue about it? And so there are times we need to argue our case. Now, don't get me wrong, but in the world today, when we're all so connected, and you get to make comments on social media, and then that's misinterpreted sometimes, and then another comment, it can start a whole thing of negativity, instead of thinking for a minute, do I really need to say this? And does it really matter if I disagree? I think we can all learn from one another, even if we don't agree with them. There's something in there that we can learn from that.
Well, the biggest thing we need to remember is that, there's what we don't like in somebody is because we don't like it within ourselves. And
Right. We're projecting.
so yeah, because we're mirrors of one another. We're just
Yeah,
mirrors. And being a mirror of one another it's it's self-exploratory, it's self-awareness. And
definitely at its finest.
yeah. And and Scott yesterday, he was just as vulnerable and saying, "Hey, I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna keep talking and insecure people need to be right. Secure people enjoy being heard."
I love that, Scott Jones.
Yeah, I love that,
I
Scott
do.
Jones.
Scott Jones last night, because we have 2 Scotts on the show.
Yeah, he's Jonesy.
So he's Jonesy. He's jonesing. Um, fits him too.
He's just jonesing, yeah.
Um, he allows himself to be vulnerable and gives that gift to people so that they can learn from his mistakes or identify
Mhm.
with the road that he's traveled. And I'm telling you, that gave me chills thinking about it because I'm an emotional person. We all know that. But Scott Jones can get into my core. The
Yeah.
things that he says, and the difference with him, I think, is he just owns his shit.
Yeah,
He
yeah, and
he is
he's
what he's done.
mhm. He's really allowed me to be more vulnerable and stuff too, and it's just, it's just like, I mean, I even love that he vapes and he has no problem vaping on the screen.
Mhm,
I mean, he owns everything. And
mhm.
that just makes me want to be a better person,
I thought you were gonna say, "That just makes me wanna vape."
No, I vent, but I don't vape.
Yeah, yeah, they got vape with it.
But
Yeah.
it's really cool because Scott and I knew we wanted to do some kind of show together, and we finally said let's do a show together. And then next thing you know is we just felt like I want to invite Debbie and I want to invite Theodora, and
Mhm.
and we just love having you guys. You guys are our staples. We miss having both of you on together. I mean, I
Yeah.
know the life's outside and whatever, but and you being in the comments meant so much to both of us. I know, and everybody on the panel, but it's one of those things where we just found that we're blessed to have all these amazing people actually come, leave the ego at the door, and actually be vulnerable and put their shit on the table. And last night, I started telling you this, but I stopped. Last night, before I started the show, I had Steve Rizzo show up, and Steve Rizzo, and I wasn't even going to bring it up on the sake of the show yesterday, but it was cool because Scott hadn't heard. But this book right here, Conversation with Bob, is basically Steve Rizzo talking to God. And and the thing about this book and this is that the
It's
book
gorgeous
cover,
on the
it's
inside, just like
gorgeous. And
me.
oh my gosh, yeah, this thing, I mean, he's got it's beautiful. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just amazing. Like the chapters, I mean, there's just subheadings. I mean, this is a book that makes you just want to read it. I mean, it's just amazing. Like he really took care in this book, and
Well,
I'm excited about
let's
it.
be honest, it was inspired by God,
Yeah.
Bob, who's named Bob in the book. And the first thing I said to Steve when I got my copy delivered from Amazon, and I looked on the inside and took the cover off also, Lynn, and was like, "Oh, this is symbolism. This
Yeah.
this is a book that is beautiful to look at, but when you take off the cover, the inside's gorgeous too."
Yeah.
About that.
And
Hi,
we
Walter.
got Walter. Two amazing ladies right
Walter
here.
just
Let's go.
typed in, "2 amazing ladies right here. Let's go." Let's read that again, Len. 2
Two
amazing.
amazing ladies right here. Let's
Walter.
go.
Yeah. His book is amazing too.
Yes, yes.
And he's gonna be on Find It, I believe in October. So I can't wait to have him as a guest and pick his brain, let him tell his
I
stories.
think somebody's trying to make me cry. Can you read this?
Scott Jones says, "Len, you give a lot of yourself, your passion, and your talent to others. You inspire me to do more. I have nothing but love for both of you." And we feel the same about, and Scott and Lynn, they've known each other back in high school.
No,
I'm
no, 6th grade,
6th
12
grade,
years
I'm
old.
sorry. And
Yeah.
so I'm a newbie to the group, but I'm just really, I feel like I'm really blessed just to
Yeah,
be.
well, Scott and I have had different chapters in our life that we reconnected. Literally, this is our third chapter. I mean, our first one was living on Sealy, and then the next chapter was my high school. I was graduating early. I was supposed to graduate with them, that chapter. And then 30 something years later, this is our third chapter. I mean,
That's
chapter
cool to
3.
think about, Lynn. And what
Yes.
popped in my head was, in our lives, if someone or you separate from someone, that doesn't mean it's the end.
No. And I will admit this on the show, but I have quite a few friends that I've been connected, disconnected, reconnected. And I'm just blessed to say I have solid friendships. We don't have to talk every day to
Mhm.
pick up. And I'm just blessed because even though I may small talk chatter, I'm more of I love just the energy. I mean, like I said, when I was at Scott's house, we watched TV. We just hung out. We didn't have to talk. We talked a little bit about the we watched Brady Bunch renovation. Then we watched Friends. But
Funny.
it's
That's
just
true.
it's those cool
So, you
things.
know what they say, the best friendships you can have are the ones you can sit beside of one another and just be silent. And that's because you don't feel like you have to say anything.
Yeah, look at these guys are trying to make me cry today.
Walter, facts. Great comment, Scott. Lynn truly has a beautiful servant's heart. Love her too. So many amazing connections, including you, Debbie, I've made from Lynn. Yes. Thank
Oh,
you, Walter.
yeah, I'm a little bit of a connector.
Yeah, a
Just
lot
a
of
little bit.
that connect. Let's
I
be
know.
real on
Look,
here, Lynn.
speaking of, yeah, I connected you with this guy because I was embarrassed because I was saying how cute he was.
And the fact that I sent him a random
Yeah,
message
you guys listen to this, okay? Right?
with
We were doing wait. We were doing this pop-up, right? And I said, I'm gonna have this guy, and I looked at him and go, he's cute. And then I was just so embarrassed that I said that out loud. Well, then take it from there,
well,
Miss.
yeah, so her face looked like a tomato right on screen. And I was on screen and we were live, and I was like, okay. Are you okay? And she was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so funny." So then he's like, "Oh, well, he's never going to see this show." And I was like, "Or is he?" So I found him. I'd never known Bob before. And I found him on social media, and we weren't even friends on social
No,
media.
this is what I mean. I am a great connector for the silly, goofy
So
things I
I
say and do.
found him and sent the link to the show, and I said, "Watch this, like 10 minutes and 4 seconds, start there." And I sent it to
Don't tell
him.
everybody else where to find
I
it.
don't remember where it was, but I sent it to him, and after I sent it, I thought, well, he's gonna think I'm flipping crazy. Like, this is some random chick, like, I don't even know you. But he thought it was hilarious. He goes, "That is so great," because she's literally holding his book up and she's like, "I'm gonna have him on the show." And I was like, oh, so he thought it was funny. So then when you had him on your show, I was sending messages and she was like, "Don't, Debbie." And she was cracking up. Anyway, it was so funny. It was a good time. But now
Yeah,
we're all friends. It
we're
all,
all friends. We've had some mishaps and some oopsie doopsies with
oh, yeah.
Bob, and we
Yeah.
spent like 4 hours with Bob. Yeah, but
Oh, you did.
yeah. So Miss here, I'm not gonna give it all out, but again, it's a manhunt to find this.
We
But
definitely have some bloopers. Let's
yeah,
just
we have some bloopers that if we made a blooper, and she just surprised me on live screen TV, and I went, oh, just my eyebrows went up to
You know,
here.
I gotta say, I don't know if listen, you always should assume that you're live. And
Yes.
I had that tip. Someone just recently told me that before I did the oops.
Yeah,
And I was like, uh-oh. Dan
yeah.
Rainey, he said, Debbie always, he told me a really story where someone did something online and or on live, And he said, always assume you're live. He just told me that. Then the next week I do a show and did what I did.
And you know the funny thing is about what would happen is after the show, Bob and Debbie are there, and I go, you know what you did? And she goes, she looks at me and goes,
I said, I
no,
wasn't
she goes, that
live.
was before it started. I said, I think that was live. So I went back and looked, and
And
Bob
sure enough,
and Flo went and got popcorn because, oh my,
you're like, oh, this is the after party. Oh,
I was
did
like, Bob,
you know?
you can leave at any time. He's like, oh no, I'm getting me some popcorn. Because we were like, how are we gonna like get rid of that blooper?
Fix
We didn't
it.
want
I don't want to
anybody
fix
to
that.
see the
And
blooper.
it was my birthday.
Yeah.
So
So
my birthday, actually, we were all still online together.
love
See
you.
you. We were actually still all online together trying to fix the oopsies. And then my birthday is at 11:57 on June 29th. Oh, I should. Well, anyway, at 11:57, we're all Bob and Flo are eating popcorn, and I'm freaking out, and Lynn's trying to fix it. And I'm like, well, happy birthday to me. And then Lynn's like, you have the shortest birthday ever. You only have a
Yeah.
2-minute birthday. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
celebrate all month.
That's why you look so young though.
That's
'Cause you're
right. I'm
only,
really not as old as you think I am.
yeah, because you're only 3 days. You're supposed to have after birthday party. Like we should
Oh,
start
I'm all
celebrating.
about that. We just like, why celebrate just one day? Let's celebrate every day. Live in the
Uh,
moment.
oh man. Yeah. So no, the thing is I've noticed it is so funny because I had a dream about this last night. There's some, I don't know what it was. And I went to sleep thinking about the book, Bob. So the funny thing was, is I was dreaming that sometimes when I get nervous, I laugh. I just laugh. And then I realize, oh my gosh, I'm laughing. So what are
My
people
mom does
thinking? What are the
My
people
mom does
thinking? So last night in my dream, I finally said, she goes, I find it offensive when you laugh. And I go, I'm sorry. And then I said, I'm sorry. It's like Tourette's for me. You know, like that's like my thing. That's my nervousitis. I'm sorry. But then I laughed so much for 3 hours, my ribs hurt. And then I had to call Debbie the next morning. I'm sorry. I hope you know I'm not laughing at you. I'm just
I was
laughing
like,
because I
Mom,
was
you
like,
gotta focus. Like, this has got to focus and fix this. And she's like, no, 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 this is so funny. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could laugh. It really isn't that bad. I really like, in the grand scheme of things in life, we live and we learn, and it's all good. But
it
I
is,
was
but
watching-
you know, this brings to surface something. It really is funny how we feel that we can only behave a certain way around certain people or certain times of day that we can swear. Because I swear like a sailor at times, but I'm passionate when I do that. And then I know that that's offensive to other people. And I don't ever mean to offend the people, but that's just how I am. So, you know, I mean, V made a big deal about it. But, you know, the thing is when you expect, you know, and you know, a person is, there's different facets of us and different people bring different energy to us and how we feel. So it's either a joy or not a joy. But look how beautiful's here.
Oh,
I love
Tanya.
Tanya. I love you.
Soon,
You
Tanya.
are just beautiful. Your
Yeah,
singing is amazing.
yeah.
I wish I had it right here to play. Oh gosh, I wish I had it right here to play. She's just amazing. So, you know, those are the things that are just you know, happen in life. And it is funny though that we worry if Bob goes, hey, you're gonna make me go viral. Bob was hoping you didn't fix it so he'd go viral on the show. So you disappointed him.
Oh, it's true.
Girl, please don't stop. I love you. You got to come on a Tuesday night again and be with us. We
Yes, I
gotta
love
invite
Tanya.
you. So yeah, so you know, and then right now I'm trying to, it's live, but nothing's happening on my LynnSerrano.tv, but I'm changing. I gotta work on a logo and I've got to work on, you know, all these different things and changing and all these fall shows I'm gonna have with different people because you know Lynn's gotta have a show with everybody, right?
I
That's
love
what
that.
it is.
You know what? Own it. You enjoy
You know?
that.
Yeah, you know, I
It's
enjoy the fact that we can have different topics and different you know, talks and it's just it's important. to know that everyone, I mean, eventually I want to help everybody to have their own podcast because I
Right.
think it's
We all
very, very
have a
important.
voice and we all have something to share.
Yes. And, like Bob says, I connect with Bob in so many different ways as far as he's one about connecting with people authentically and caring and letting people be seen and heard.
Mm.
And, he really means a lot to me. I mean, he's come on our shows and, shows up on Tuesday. He was even my co-host and he did a great job. It's just, we're so blessed. And then I love Flo. She really does go with the flow.
Oh, Mina Florida. I
Yeah.
love
Did you get your jelly yet? Did you order
I
peanut
didn't get my jelly. So Farm
and
Girl,
crackle?
the crackle, after knowing that you went full go on it, I was like, if I have that in my house, I will
Girl,
eat it all.
I know.
I will eat, and
Yeah.
I'm just a little nervous about having it, to be honest with you.
It
It'd be a nice
so
gift for someone else.
yes, but the thing is what I would do next time I buy it, it's for the kids, grandkids, take, or, like your daughter, your
Have like
son.
a little and then send it on its way.
Yes. Yeah, you got to, because it's addicting. I mean, crackle really means like it's like crack.
It
I
is.
mean, it's
It
just,
must be because you were like
oh my gosh. Yeah.
on with that.
Yeah. And I got jelly for a little while. Yeah. Because I was like, hold on, sister. Hold on.
And when we say jelly, we don't mean jealous. We mean she got the jelly and she was loving it.
The jam is just so good. It's so good. But I'm excited for your show tonight because she doesn't know. Veronica doesn't even know what behind the scenes. So I just can't wait to see her expression when she sees me. I kind of love that. Yeah. You guys just brought joy to my Wednesday.
Aww.
Scott, you are so freaking talented.
Yeah.
I've got to upload it here, but
what about his paint? His last.
Yes, I'm going to upload it to show you guys. This is freaking amazing.
Yeah, okay, now here's the backstory though. This man, Jonesy, aka Jonesy, this is the types of canvas paintings he is doing, and he's never painted before. He didn't have any training. He is a musician. He had gone through a hard time for years with, I don't know if it was drugs and alcohol or just alcohol. What was it? But anyway, he was an addict. He was struggling. He got off that. He has been great for I don't know how many years, Scott Jones. And he knows how he can paint.
Yeah. Now I guess in all sincerity, I guess he's always doodled. I've heard Teresa say he's etched, and he's done stuff, but never done paintings. His mom with COVID, she's his mom, anyways, not saying her age because she's still young, but she started painting, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree there because he's just as talented and as gifted, as amazing as his mom is, and I love his mom.
Well, for our listeners, what I want to say is, do you have a hidden talent that you've not nurtured and that you enjoy doing something? Start doing it, nurture it, and see where you go with it. That's exciting to me.
This was me an hour ago.
That's awesome.
That's because I had my hair in a ponytail yesterday and I let it out.
What if you would have took it live like that? Who cares?
I thought about it because it was a pop-up. I'm like, this pop-up isn't convenient right now.
It's a pop-up. Pop-up. Yeah.
It's like the so 80s style, man.
Yeah, it looks like rocker chick.
Like they say.
Let's leave everyone with some words of wisdom if we have it.
Yes.
Always assume you're live.
Yes. Yeah, you were ready with that one. The wisdom is, remember that it doesn't matter who's watching. Someone's always watching. So why not enjoy just being you? And that impact with Scott yesterday is true. I mean, it just, Scott says, stop arguing.
Stop arguing for limitations and start exploring your possibilities. You can find it.
I love it, Scott. Thanks for the wise words. But yeah, seriously, and I loved it. I think it was Scott Schilling that said, don't sell yourself short, Scott, because you are impacting people. And so did Steve and Bob were saying that as well. We call Bob, I think we call him Big Bob. And then there's
Big Bob is God. Bob.
And then, we're getting all mixed up with Scotts and Bobs. But at any rate, the point I'm saying is that, you know, Scott really knows that he it's up to everyone to change themselves, you know, and you've got to accept who you are. And when you start accepting yourself, people are going to accept you the way you are. If you don't accept yourself, how do you expect anybody else to accept you? And own it. Own it. If you're an ass, you're an ass, and say I'm an ass. Or if you're narcissistic, I wish you weren't. I've dealt with many of those. But you know, when you can't fix, like he also said, you can't fix what you don't acknowledge.
Yeah, that
And
was
so
a
you
good
need to,
show last night. Yeah, I'll
yes. So
go back and watch
yeah.
Lynn and Scott show. But something I was thinking about when you're talking, Lynn, is it's important for us to know who we are. And I
Yes.
really believe that a lot of us are our surroundings, our family, our children. It's uh,
We
an
love you.
accumulation of our environment. And at some point, we
We have
have
to.
to go deep, and it's not always a fun journey, right? But you have to figure out who you are. And when I've talked to my daughter about this and said, how do you find it? All of us find our way and who we are, our organic, genuine selves differently. And I don't have the answers for that. You just need to know you take your own path. But you know, when you say, if you're an ass, own it, yes. But also figure out, do you enjoy that?
Right. Is that the title you want to be? Do you want
And
to
how
correct
can
that?
you maybe figure out
Shift.
how to not be an ass
Right.
or
Yeah.
not as much of an ass? I mean,
Right.
it's, and I'm working on me, and I have, realized things about myself. Some I don't like, and some I'm like, wow, I have that in me and I need to own that and share it with people because that part of it is good.
Hmm.
So,
I like what Tanya said here. My question for today is freedom, freedom of choice, love, and direction. Everything we do is a choice. Everything we do has a consequence. Everything we keep thinking it's outer forces, but it's how you handle the information you get and the way you react. It's all it all is it stems to you.
I'm
You
still
know,
pondering that question because I think that that's a really good question, Tanya.
yeah, yeah. Well, the freedom, what I may think is freedom may not be what you think is freedom. And that's the thing. I mean, it's the matter of what's the definition to you and what do you see? Like Wayne Dyer said a long time ago, we shouldn't put labels. We shouldn't take a word and make it a label. We shouldn't have all these labels on ourselves because that limits. If your chicken was told it was a snake, what's it going to do? I mean, like, you can't label or you shouldn't label.
Hmm.
And I love what who was it? Scott Schilling, I think, said yesterday, positive or less than positive.
Instead of saying negative.
Saying, yeah, just acknowledge our faults. And the more we acknowledge it, the less it has power to control us. And the more we can control the outcome from our behaviors. And, like I said, I mean, Scott owned he was an ugly person. I mean, he was mean, he was angry. And, acknowledging that there's power, So again, we can all learn from each other.
Mm.
And,
That's what this path I'm on right now with podcasting.
yeah,
Learning
yeah.
from people. But
That sucks. What
that
now?
sucks. What now? Scott Schilling's book. That sucks. What now? Gosh, I'm like in so many facets of life. But you know what, Lynn? It's the truth. This getting to meet new people, and it takes nothing away from my people and my community and who I love, but enhancing just getting your feelers out there and getting aspects from different people and different cultures and different
Well,
areas. It's amazing. I love
it's
that.
just like when your kids are able to go abroad and you
Same.
see that, like even I took my kids to Puerto Rico once and they were younger. It was 2006 and they were younger and they get in Puerto Rico and they're like, what's the matter? They look like everybody in the United States. I'm like, yeah, they weren't even, they didn't understand it, But again, you know, it was a different language and they were mad because I didn't teach them Spanish, but that's
And
for
a
another
different
show.
culture, you
But
know,
it
that
was different culture, right?
and if we can just and, you know, if we can get to a place where we can accept and not judge and
Yeah.
just know we're all coming from different backgrounds, different people, different beliefs, different religions, all of these things. But love is love,
Hmm.
kindness is kindness, and it no matter what, love and kindness translates to any language,
Universal.
feeling. And so for me, I just want to leave with today the feeling of love, positive energy. And when I have days where I have the self talk that's not very nice to myself, I'm really quick to nip it now and replace it with the positive. There's something to that.
Yes. You know, you wouldn't talk to your best friend like that. And you are your best friend.
We
You
should be.
are. We
Yeah.
should be, correct. So I think if we start acknowledging that and realizing, and love yourself even when you F up the most, if anything, that's the most important time to do that because you're realizing, yeah, you're human, you fart too.
Right. Exactly. And you know,
Which
that's
is which is funny because that's what I said to Bob when you left that night. I go, you know what? She's human. I guess she farts too.
that was funny. I heard that you all said that, but I just the guilt that people feel for mistakes that they've made,
Yeah,
let it
it's
go.
weighing them down, weighing them down to be
I
what
mean,
they can
do you think you're so unique that you're the only one that makes mistakes? Because I sure as heck have made a ton of them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, I love the way you build. Tanya says, "I love the way you build me up. I was needing to hear you both today. Oh my goodness, y'all a hoot.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
well,
and you are too. Gosh,
yeah, you are. We got to put you in the. You know, we're gonna have a show this fall, and it's gonna be girl chatter, and it's just gonna be all girls on the screen. We're
yeah.
just gonna. We're gonna be the little hyenas.
It's
Well,
a more positive version of the Real Housewives. We don't want all that fighting.
yeah.
Cheer.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, oh, she says she's in.
I know
Okay, all
you will
right.
be, girl. I can't wait to see you, Tanya, in a couple of weeks. So it's
Oh,
a
yes. I wish I'll be there in spirit.
yeah.
Anyways, you guys, we have taken a half an hour of your life, and we appreciate you being here with us. We plan to do this more. I promise you, we will do this more, and it will be like less than 24-hour notice when we do these. We're just gonna say tomorrow's it, right? Tomorrow's it. Thinking more like Golden Girls. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I was thinking. So, oh, Scott, we love you. Hugs, hugs, hugs. So, all right,
Awesome.
you guys. You guys have a blessed day. It's hump day. It's, you know, it's whatever day you freaking
Please
want it to
come and
be.
join me tonight at 8 p.m.
Yes, please, and share it. I will be posting that in my wall here soon, and I'll be putting it in the Live, Love, Laugh as well. So, have a good one, guys. You stay right there, beautiful.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound.